Welcome, crypto fam, to the number one daily Bitcoin pod. Bitcoin's pumping. We were just above 101. We're still above $100,000 on the day. Good to have everyone here with us in today's show. I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. Also breaking news, Argentina's President Javier Milei plans to allow Bitcoin payments in 2025, as well as more breaking news. Publicly traded mining company Riot buys an additional 5,100 Bitcoin for $510 million. Also, Texas lawmaker proposes a bill to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve, as well as the Trump team seeks ways to slim or abolish the banking regulators. We'll also be discussing BlackRock says 1 to 2% is a reasonable Bitcoin portfolio allocation, as well as Bitcoin can hit 160,000 here soon. I'll be breaking down the timeline. And speaking of bullish predictions, we also have Saylor insisting and doubling down the Bitcoin will reach 13 million per coin in his latest interview. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome, crypto fam. Shout out to the Nippinator. I think we just got the next indicator right there. Look at that. He just kicked his blanket off like, get off of me. We're going up forever, Laura. Good to have everyone here. We're streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. I'll be streaming over the course of the next hour. Larry Lowe, welcome. Florida Boy Survival, welcome. Diana Jones, welcome. Bring Facts, welcome. Nashoba, welcome. Matt, welcome. Good to have everyone in here. Make sure to repost the stream. Let people know we're live and in the flesh. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream at the top of the X profile. That way you guys can find it very easily and repost it. Bada boom, bada bing, proof of work. Already reposted. We also have a new Christmas music video featuring the Nippinator. So stick around. A lot to share here today. I'm excited to share it. Shout out Satwise. Good to have you. What's up, family? Let's get it.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating it. I waited all day. Maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome, everyone, to the stream. This is a live show. James Elsey reposted. School is early today. Tune in for all the positive crypto news. Thank you, James. Greatly appreciate it. Shout out everyone in advance. Anyone reposting or comment in the stream, I'll repost you. We'll get more people on here. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. All is good. Good. Oh, it is Friday. Happy TGIF. Mr. Corvette, JV, you're the man. Hey, fam, ready for the 110 Bitcoin this weekend? Send it. And shout out to Chandy, the one and only. We're going to be premiering a brand new Chandy Jam a little later. Brand new music video featuring the Nippinator. So I'm excited to share that one. Ashley Almond, good to have you here. Johnny, welcome, family. Thank you, Shortcoin, for the repost. Just reposted. Best crypto news show. Nippinator says hello. Hey, Nippinator, we love you as well. The decentralized revolution continues. Bitcoin is leading the way. That's right, Clevelander. And I don't know, Nipsey he's playing with the striker today. He likes it. Nipsey, you want to strike the gong? I got you, big dog. This is to send Bitcoin to 110,000 here soon. Let's go. There you go, Nip. The Nippinator has spoken. And there you have it. Each Bitcoin you don't buy will cost you $113 million, quoting the Giga Chad Mikey Saylor. That's right, Ricky Ricardo. How's little Ricky doing? Shout out Diana Jones. Appreciate the repost. Just reposted you on the live stream. Lots to share today. Happy TGIF. The weekend is amongst us. Tomorrow's already Sack and Saturday. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes, then hit the bell icon and turn on all notifications. That way you actually get notified when I go live. Like today, I'm going live extra early and you wouldn't have known unless you got notified. And with that being shared, let's, I'm your host, JV. It's December 13th, 2024. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. The market's correcting. It's ironic. We were just 101 a few minutes ago, so We're currently in a correction, but very minuscule, maintaining 100,000. It seems we have retested 100,000 like 1,000 times in the past week. It's been crazy. It's like we're 101, 102, back down to 99, back to 100, retesting to where we're currently at. We have Cardano, Tron, and most of the alts currently correcting and in the red. Checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits just shy of $3.6 trillion. The Bitcoin market cap is $1.983 trillion. The other day we were above 2, so it pulled back just a little bit. We have 184 billion of volume past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance currently 55.1% and the Ether dominance 13% even. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours, we got Virtual leading the pack up 22%, followed by Core up 11%, followed by Undo up 6%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy and I'll read your comments out loud here shortly. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day. Womp womp. Majority of the alts are correcting. And zooming out on the monthly, virtually still everything in the green. Many of these alts up hundreds of percent, like HBAR 426%, Aave 110%, Chainlink 108%, Sandbox 174%, XLM 255%. Massive gainers across the board. Checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we did step down some. Yesterday was in 83 extreme greed. Today 76. Last week was 72, and last month in 84 in extreme greed. And checking out the time chain calendar, you can currently exchange one US fiat monopoly dollar for 990 sats, so sub 1,000 sats, just as I predicted. Let's go. With that being shared, fam, again, welcome everyone just joining us on the live stream. What's crack-a-lackin', family? 100,000 is now support and resistance. Crazy how that works. Just got notified. Let's go, Nipsey. Let's go. Amen. Shout out Abel Gonzalez. Good to have you here, and I'm glad you actually got the notification a little late, but I'm glad you got it nonetheless, hence the importance of hitting the bell icon, turning on all notifications. And make sure you guys are following me on X, subscribed on YouTube, as well as following me on Rumble. Those are the 3 platforms we stream the video live every day. And if something happens to one platform, which does happen, virtually every year I get terminated from YouTube, and then they reinstate my channel and apologize. So when that happens again, it's very important to be subscribed over on X and following me over on Rumble. I greatly appreciate that. 1,000 no longer buys you 1,000,000 sats. That's right. It's a sad day. Bring facts. It's a sad day, but a beautiful silver lining for the broskies, stacking the biddies. Lincoln Ondo looking very nice, says Joe Mega BQ. Right on. I appreciate you sharing, big dog. Thank you. Shout out Chandy on the repost. Always an honor, always a pleasure. I'm very excited to share your new music video about the Nippinator, new holiday jammy jam. This is the 3rd Christmas jam, so I'm pumped. And if you're not already subscribed to Chandy 10 Music, #1 Bitcoin music channel, hands down, make sure to subscribe. Do yourself a favor and start commenting her videos. It's exclusive. You're not going to find these types of music videos or Bitcoin specific songs anywhere else on the internet. So if you don't know now, you know. I just realized I have bought $80 of the Bitcoin at 16,000 and sold it. You just realized you sold it, eh? The softer mallet made the gong sound so much more better. It is. It is true. It's number one, it's busted already. But number 2, it's harder. So, and it's smaller. So you can hit it lighter and get a louder sound. It is true. It is true. With the new gong, I gotta hit that motherfucker harder to get the same sound. But I'm up for the challenge, broskies. See? You just gotta hit it a lot harder and it moves like a mofo. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. We're gonna retire this. I mean, look at it. It's pathetic looking. It maybe lasted 1,000 strikes, unacceptable. I think this one will last me 10,000 strikes. At least. Minimal. Bare minimum. Anyways. Good morning, Barry. Holland in the building. Good to have you here. Good to see you. Diana's feeling better every day. Glad to hear that. Music to my ears. And yeah, welcome everyone. But without further ado, let's continue. The show must go on. Let's break down our technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. We'll also be pulling up some of the live charts, and I'll be sharing some bullish price predictions with you as well. Let's go. Corporate execs are selling their stock shares at unprecedented levels as the biddy continues to sustain above 100 Gs. The corporate executive stock sale ratio reached a new all-time high of 6 sellers to buyers, according to the Financial Times. The Kabisi letter shares here that the corporate executives are now selling their stock at record levels, levels, with the ratio of sellers buying hitting 6x. I mean, look at it right here. Charts don't lie. The record amount of the sellers in the traditional stock market comes after Bitcoin reached the record 100,000. So here we go. That was on December. Actually, we hit the all-time high December 4th, I remember, which is currently 104, and we've been flirting with 100,000 ever since. Now, unfazed by the growing selling in traditional stocks, Bitcoin's year-to-date performance returns surpassed 127%. The Bitcoin rose above 13% during the past month. That's right, Bitcoin's 127% returns outperform most traditional asset classes this year. And we're still in the thick of it right now here in Q4, December family. Bitcoin's historic 100,000 milestone saw Bitcoin outperform most global assets such as precious metals and the top stock market indexes. As of today, December 13th, the Bitcoin price surged by 137%. Year to date, not too shabby there. While the oil fell 0.09%, the S&P rose 28%, and gold price increased by 29%. So I propose the question: do you prefer 137% year-to-date gains or 29%, Peter Schiffmeister? And guess what's going to happen when Bitcoin demonetizes gold? Gold is going to continue to go down. Bitcoin's going to go up forever, Laura. Now, fueled by the improving macroeconomic conditions and interest rate cuts in Europe and China, Bitcoin could breach 160 Gs next year, leaving out 60% upside from the current price tag, according to Matrix report. However, the U.S. Fed's upcoming interest rate decision is December 18th in 5 days, which could significantly impact the Bitcoin performance for the rest of the year. Let me know how you feel that will likely impact the price action. And based on Bitcoin's correlation with the global liquidity index, the Bitcoin price will reach $110,000 local top in January before the temporary correction of 70 Gs by February. I mean, that's all speculation at the end of the day, but nonetheless, growing inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs could also contribute to the Bitcoin momentum. We have unprecedented Bitcoin inflows. Also, the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs attracted almost $5 billion worth of inflows during the past 11 days. Hey, divine number there. Leading up to December 12th, according to So Value. And in breaking news, Argentina's President Javier Milei is planning to allow Bitcoin payments in 2025. Maybe Bukele is rubbing off on them. And also in breaking news, publicly traded company Riot buys an additional 5,117 of the Biddy for $510 million. Yeah, just another $500 million buy. Nothing to see here. And checking out the live chart action, Jackson. I'm going to pull up some of the live charts for you guys. Welcome everyone joining the live stream. You can see Bitcoin still flirting above 100,300 at the time of the live. This is via Coinbase, via TradingView. This is the 1 minute chart. We do have a rising wedgie. Zooming out, we'll go to the 1 hour and we'll work our way back. The 1 hour shows you a rising wedgie as well. You can see big green candle we had, then it was a big red candle, and we're forming another green candle at this time. And zooming out from the 1 hour, check out the 4 hour. Let's see if we have any bullish targets here. We do. A rising wedgie as well, with a bull target, bullish pennant of 108,000 for the King Crypto. And zooming out from the 4 hour, take a quick look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour chart says it's going up forever, Laura. Precisely. Thank you, Michael. And yeah, as you can see here, red candle for the day is forming, but it's still early. It's still young. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Sat Stack and Saturday. Let's see if we get a weekend pumpy pump so we can pump it up. And zooming out on the weekly, I mean, we did have the highest weekly close on Sunday, and it looks like the way things are going, we're going to outperform that and have yet another. Yeah, I mean, look at the staircase on the weekly. We also have the $124,000 cup and handle target in play. Couldn't be more bullish. And zooming out from the weekly, take a quick look at the monthly. Monthly chart says, obviously, Moonvember was the best candle we've ever had in Bitcoin's history. It went up almost 30,000, and we're already forming another green here in December, and December is still young. We got 2 weeks yet to go until we put a bow on the year of 2024 as we enter the dragon, like 2025 Bitcoin year of the dragon. You already know, fam. So there you have it. There you go. Shout out Mike L. Buy some more. What do you think of the Tom Lee saying BlackRock suppressing the Biddy till Trump gets in the office? Wouldn't it be in BlackRock's best interest for lower Bitcoin prices so they can mass accumulate on the low? It makes sense to me. So yeah, I think when Trump hits office, This thing is just going to rip. Just based on the fact Trump is going to hit office, we've been ripping like the new Scottie Pippen. I mean, literally from the 60,000 level, we blew right past the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and here we are, 104, current price discovery. I can only imagine by Jan 20th, when Gensler gets fired, go home and gets his shine box, and Trump says, we're going to make America the Bitcoin mecca of the entire world. They're going to make America, the Bitcoin mining hub. We're going to stockpile thy biddy and get rid of all the enemies of the Bitcoin, right? All the enemies will, what's the word I'm looking for? Disappear like Charlie Munger from the earth. You know what I mean? Because that's just what happens when the Nippinator's in charge over at the SEC. He's going to chase Gary Gensler and all the lizard folk and their family right out of the White House, or wherever they rest their heads at. I have no clue if Gary even shows up to work. You know what I mean? Who knows with the lizard folk? You can't trust them. It's hunting season, and that's why I got the camo on right now. I'm hunting reptilians. Watch out now. I got a gong to prove it. Just saying. Welcome everyone to the live stream.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
And there you have it. Thank you, Michael. JV is hunting the biddies. Whatever it takes. We hunt the biddies around here. It's hunting season. I even got my hunting accent on. My country accent. Let's go. Bukele 2029. 1 month, I'll be in El Salvador, kicking it with the Bitcoin OGs. Shout out Max and Stacy. Ahoy, Bitcoin pirate crew. Choppy waters and contrary winds. Should we test the winds right now, Greg? Yep, contrary winds. You're spot on as always, brother. Welcome, everybody. $2,000 discount on the biddy. That means that this time yesterday we were 102 G's, which we were. 102,000, and today we're at 100,000, 300, 300, baby. Let's go. But anyways, I ain't got time to waste. Let's get right into the next story, shall we? Nothing but bullishness. A new flavor in your ear. Here's the latest with Texas. Texas lawmaker proposes the bill to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Get used to hearing this term, strategic Bitcoin reserve, because that's what Trump is going to establish with Cynthia Lummis as as POTUS of the United States of America, and that's what Texas is going to do and doing. That's what Florida is going to do and doing. Wyoming and all the states. There is a hash war right now. We call this the game theory. Everyone racing to make this Bitcoin strategic reserve happen sooner than later because no one wants to get left behind. Everyone wants the first mover's advantage, but guess what? Bukele is always going to be number one when it comes to the earliest adopter at a nation state level, being they're the first to adopt the Bitcoin as a legal tender back in 2021. Now, a lawmaker in the Texas House of Reps have drafted legislation to create the Bitcoin Reserve as part of the state's treasury in a bill tentatively named the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act, filed by the state government December 12th, which was officially yesterday. Representative Giovanni, my paisano, proposed the comptroller hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset for at least 5 years. Why so bearish? The legislation suggested Texas residents or governmental entities could voluntarily donate their Bitcoin to the reserve. But in contrast, the proposals about national Bitcoin reserves did not mention any crypto potentially seized by the authorities. That's right. Quoting them here, the advocacy group, the Texas Blockchain Council, no taxpayer funds will be spent on buying Bitcoin in order to maximize the chances of the bill passing. The Bitcoin will come from donations from Texans, U.S.-based companies, and other sources of existing state resources. And according to the text of the draft HB 1598, it would require 2/3 majority in the Texas Senate and House to pass. The state legislature is not scheduled to return until the start of the 89th regular session on January 14th. Now, similar proposals for Bitcoin reserves in Alabama and Pennsylvania. That's right. The Texas legislation followed bills proposed or introduced in different U.S. states after the 2024 U.S. elections, which resulted in Republicans winning the presidency and the majority of the House and Senate. Trump promised to explore establishing the strategic national Bitcoin stockpile during his presidential campaign, and his sons have all just recently doubled down on that, including Eric Trump at the Abu Dhabi event that just passed, and he is calling for a $1 million Bitcoin price. Action Jackson, baby. A Republican lawmaker in Pennsylvania was one of the first to introduce the bill for the Bitcoin reserve, modeled after the proposal from the advocacy group, the Satoshi Action Fund. Shout out Dennis Porter. Let's freaking go. Game theory in full effect. So far this week, Monday through Thursday, the top 10 U.S.-based spot ETFs have purchased $1.738 billion of the biddy, yet the price bounces down. What the heck? Who in their right mind is selling their precious little biddies? Is it Larry and Mike? Ike and Mike? I don't know, bro. My unvaxxed seed made it to the Australia and Germany. Canada's next. Hey. Yes, Texas is moving quick to establish the big... Yeah, they want to get it done before Trump proposes it at the nation state. It's probably going to take Trump, when he gets in office, I hope he's on it day one, but it could take a few weeks. So literally, the states have the opportunity to front run the strategic Bitcoin reserve. And that's what it seems like we're witnessing as the game theory plays out around the world. Any opinion who is selling? The miners are stacking. Those we call poor. I don't know why you would trade Bitcoin for fiat currency. Makes no sense. You're better off hunting rabbit, like Elmer Fudd. Action Jackson is here. 1 million biddy. Shout out Jackson Tater. Good to have you here, broski. Welcome to the live.
No plan B needed, I have the biddy. Bitcoin is my plan A, B, C, D, and E. There is no other plan for me. I am with the bit rip through the dips, biddy. Bitcoin, it's my plan A, B, C, D, and E. I'm Team BTC.
Team BTC, where you at? My dog is giving me the indicator. Is back and all like nice. So what's your dog's name, Shortcoin? We just got the indicator from Shortcoin's dog. 10 states considering reserves. I know. At least 10 states. So more than likely, much more, in my opinion. The combination made my funds bleed on a Friday, says Sammy. Exactly. Keep the comments flowing. This is live and interactive. Over 300 people watching from all over the world. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. And JV's hunting the biddy. It's hunting season. I'm also hunting the bears. Watch out now. I have nunchucks. I don't need a rifle. I got the chucks. You've been warned. Anyways, next story of the day. We did the Texas story. Now let's discuss Team Trump with the new chairman of the SEC. According to the headlines here, it says Trump team seek way to slim or abolish the banking regulators. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. Trump's U.S. presidential transition team is reportedly exploring whether the incoming administration can slim down, lump together, even do away with some of the banking regulators. Advisors to the president-elect from Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency has asked in interviews with potential bank regulators if a president could, for example, abolish the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which we all know as the FDIC. People familiar with the matter told Wall Street Journal on December 12th in the report, Trump's advisors have also queried potential appointees to the FDIC and the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency if bank deposit insurance could be folded into the Treasury. Plans to combine or overhaul the FDIC, OCC, or the Federal Reserve has also been floated. The Republican majority Congress would decide whether the FDIC or any of the other agency is to be eliminated, a complex and rare undertaking. Now, Trump, meanwhile, is cleared to pick a successor to replace outgoing FDIC chair Martin Grutenberg, who said last month he would retire Jan 19th, the day before Trump takes office. Wild, right? Now, Representative Tom Emmer has accused Gruenberg of being the architect of Operation Choke Point 2.0. Oh, now it makes perfect sense. I believe Tom Emmer. So screw you, Mr. What's the guy's name? Chairman Martin Gruenberg. What are you related to? What's that girl who always preaches climate change? What's her name? I forget her name, but I can't stand that lady. Nonetheless, the reported talks... Greta, that's her name. The reported talks seem to underscore Trump's promises of deregulation and massive government spending cuts, an initiative tasked the Musk and failed GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy to co-lead the Doge movement. Last month, Musk wrote there are too many duplicative regulatory agencies. He also called to delete the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which was created in the wake of the 2008 financial crisis and was caused by predatory bank lending and the lack of regulatory oversight. The Journal's report came the same day. A Washington, D.C. federal judge in a Coinbase-backed Freedom of Information Act suit criticized the FDIC for heavily redacting so-called pause letters it sent to banks. The FDIC was told to make more thoughtful redactions, refile the letters by January 3rd, and be prepared to defend each new redaction. The letters showed the FDIC asked 23 financial institutions about their crypto-related activities, with some detailing that the agency had asked firms to pause all crypto asset-related activity and refrain from providing or expanding crypto products or services. I mean, Operation Choke Point 2.0 was very real, and obviously Biden had a war on crypto. He still has a war on crypto, and not until the day all of these lizard folk leave office will we see a big change. That's the one, Greta. That's the one. The Grinch. Greta, the Grinch that stole Christmas. Thank you, Greg. I'm a Cancer Leo cusp, also as cool as your dog. That's what's up. How dare you, JV, rocking a camouflage hat during a live stream? What kind of example are you trying to set? You're furthering global warming, JV. Unacceptable. How dare you? Precisely. That's the one. Don't let me hit the gong because it fries her brain. All the lizard folk. Let's go. Take that, Greta. How do you like those apples? Quick trades to sweep up the leverage. TGIF, Crypto News Alerts, fam. Buck the Fed. Can I get an amen? What's good? Nope, FUD news. Nothing but huge inflows so far for the week from the US-based spot Bitcoin ETFs. Unprecedented levels of biddies being gathered. Smart money is accumulating, and the tards are selling. You can't make the ish up. They'll be rebuying back at 250, I propose. Anyways, keep the comments flowing, family. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's Lizzie season. We're hunting. We're hunting, for sure. Next story of the day, fam. We're going to discuss the latest from the BlackRock. BlackRock says 1% to 2% is a reasonable Bitcoin portfolio allocation. BlackRock, as we know, the world's largest asset manager, said up to 2% is reasonable for investors who wish to hold Bitcoin, according to their new report. The report, which was shared and first reported by Bloomberg, says 1% to 2% is a reasonable range for Bitcoin exposure, but cautions that larger allocations would sharply increase Bitcoin's share of the overall portfolio risks. Now, 1% to 2% Bitcoin allocation poses on average about the same share of an overall portfolio risk as a typical allocation to the Magnificent Seven group of mostly mega cap tech stocks in a portfolio comprising 60% stocks and 40% fixed income assets. According to BlackRock, the Magnificent Seven includes companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Nvidia. BlackRock manages roughly $11.5 trillion worth of assets. It also sponsors the largest spot Bitcoin ETF, which we know as IBIT, which currently holds roughly $54 billion worth of Bitcoin. But to be more accurate, Coinbase is the custodian, not your keys, not your coins, Larry Fink. Get with the program. But according to BlackRock, investors need to think about the Bitcoin expected returns in a different way. It has no underlying cash flows for estimating future events. What matters is the extent of adoption. Quoting them here from their report, Bitcoin may also provide a more diversified source of return. According to BlackRock, we see no intrinsic reason why Bitcoin should be correlated with major risk assets over the long term, given its value is driven by such distinct drivers. They're ultimately trying to tell you, save some biddy for us because we want all the biddy in the world. That's how I translate this. Longer term, Bitcoin could potentially also become less risky, but at that point, it might no longer have a structural catalyst for further sizable price increases. That's false. We all know it's going up forever, Laura. But again, they just want more of the Bitcoin to themselves. I'd expect nothing less from the Finkmeister. Instead, investors may prefer to use it tactically to hedge against specific risks, similar to gold, they said. The report dubbed sizing the Bitcoin in the portfolios was released by BlackRock officially yesterday, December 12th. Now for some of the price catalysts launched in January. Spot Bitcoin ETFs emerged as 2024's most popular investment vehicles, breaking $100 billion worth of net assets just in Moonvember. Now, these surging inflows from the institutions and investors can cause demand shocks next year, driving up the Bitcoin spot price, according to a December 12th report by Syngum Bank. And that's right, there's a supply shock. We have the least amount of available Bitcoin on the exchanges right now. Our analysis shows how even relatively modest allocations from this segment can fundamentally alter the crypto asset ecosystem. Now, here's what I want to remind you of. They may be preaching 1 to 2%, but I'm not going to forget. We've covered it on the pod numerous times over the years. Maybe a couple of years ago, they released a report suggesting was it like a 49% allocation or 59%? I don't remember the exact number, but it was roughly half your portfolio they were saying should be in Bitcoin. Now they're saying 1 to 2%. So be it. I think they just want more biddies for themselves. What are your thoughts, family? Let me know. Cancer is a dumb horoscope. I always telling how I'm going to be. You make up your own horoscope, I see facts. Coinbase and BlackRock are in bed together. Yeah, they're sleeping together like LeBron and P. Diddy. And Jay-Z. Allegedly. Shut down all the government offices and agencies just like Javier Milei in Venezuela. Let's get those CEOs, crypto bros.
Through God, Satoshi educated me. Through God, Satoshi freed me. Through God, Satoshi changed me. Plan A, B, C, D, and E.
Reminder, fam, if you guys can repost the stream, it's appreciated. You'll notice it pinned at the top of my X profile. We have almost a 100% like to repost ratio. That's phenomenal. We just need some more of you to do the same. It'll help explode the algorithm so we can take over the world like Pinky and the Brain. Larry is on the top of the Brian. Yeah, apparently. Brian's the under. Interesting. He's the diddler. Not a good thing, says PJR. Coinbase. Coinbase is based. How about those apples?
Bitcoin's the only financial plan for me. Angels in the orange. Angels in the orange. Yes, I said angels in the orange. I see angels in the cold storage. It's all in the orange. Sunrise, sunset, hope alive. Bitcoin isn't a bet you have been told. Never forget, this is your chance to change the tides and make your own sunlight.
Let's go. Yeah, let's dive into our next story. We got 2 more stories. Then we'll do some Q&A and premiere brand new Jammy Jam from Chandy, new Christmas track. Actually, 2 videos we're going to premiere. One of them I don't think I've shared before because she updated it. And then we have the new Nippinator Christmas Carol, which you guys are going to really love. BR wants to control everything. Yeah, the black hack. They want it all. They want it all. They want it all. But anyways, let's first discuss this $160,000 target. Then we'll discuss Michael Saylor doubling down, insisting Bitcoin to 13 million and why that's likely. And then we'll dive into our live Q&A. Welcome everyone just joined the live stream. It's hunting season. JV's hunting biddies and bears. Game on. So a headline here reads, Bitcoin could hit 160,000 next year, fueled by the improving macro conditions. That's right. We may surge to 160 next year, bolstered by improving macroeconomic conditions, easing global monetary policy, according to the latest report from Matrixport. Bitcoin surpassed the 100,000 high for the first time. Man, why are they so inaccurate with Cointelegraph? I'm sick of seeing the day wrong. They keep saying it's either the 5th or the 6th. We saw it on the 4th. We had 104,000. Jeez Louise. But anyways, I digress. In a bullish signal for the Bitcoin price, the European Central Bank lowered its key interest rates by 25 basis points to 3% December 12th in an effort to increase investment and economic activity in the region. The People's Bank of China also decided to cut the benchmark 1-year lending rate by 40 basis points to 5.6% November 21st. It's the first rate cut in more than 2 years as the economy has slowed. Jag Cooner, head of derivatives over at Bitfinex, noted the global trend of easing interest rates may drive investors towards risk-on assets like the Biddy. This dual easing could spur the capital flows into the risk-on markets, including crypto. Combined with traditional optimism seen in December markets, this may fuel a potential Santa rally. I call it the Nippinator indicator, driving Bitcoin and other cryptos higher as investors allocate more capital into the space. Now, the Fed's forthcoming monetary decision is, as I mentioned earlier, on December 18th in 5 days. It could significantly impact the Bitcoin price trajectory until the end of the year. Here's the report published by Matrix Port. You can see it dated December 13th, which is today. Bitcoin 2025 target 160. I believe that's extremely bearish. I'll dare say we still have the potential to hit 160,000 in the month of December. And my target for 2025 bull scenario is 1.1 million. Max Kaiser's target, he just upped 10x. And if you missed yesterday's pod, check it out. He says 2.2 million, virtually double my prediction. But let me know your thoughts. The dynamic could bolster the Bitcoin price over 160,000, according to the report, quoting them here. Our projections indicate the Bitcoin could reach 160, representing a 60% upside. This target aligns with sustained demand for the Bitcoin ETFs, the evolution of the macroeconomic environment, and the expanding global liquidity pool. Bitcoin investors eagerly await the U.S. Fed Reserve's policy here in a few days. The odds of a 25 basis point rate cut are currently at 97%. Which means it's inevitable. They're going to cut the rates again, which is always bullish for risk on assets like the biddy. Now, an interest rate cut by the Fed would help Bitcoin finish the year at record-breaking levels, agreed. Lower interest rates typically reduce borrowing costs, encouraging greater risk-taking, 100%. Cryptos, as high-risk assets, often see inflows during such periods of increased liquidity. Additionally, the psychological boost from a dovish monetary stance can improve investor sentiment. The Bitcoin price is poised for further gains following a 1.7 billion reduction in leveraged trading positions. December 9th, Kuhner said the deleveraging sets the stage for the next market rally. Adding excessive leverage long positioning has been removed, creating a foundation for the next leg up for the Bitcoin price. And in trading, leverage refers to the amount of borrowed funds used for trading positions. November 12th, the CEO of Crypto.com warned that the crypto market will need deleveraging before it can breach 100, nearly a month before Bitcoin crossed the six-figure price tag for the first time. And it won't be the last. I mean, for Christ's sake, we've been testing 100,000, it seems like 10,000 times in the past week. It's crazy. But anyways, things are moving fast. I bought my share of the VOO at the Snack and Lizard people. The USD will not be replaced by Bitcoin at least for several more years, says Greg. 160 would be fantastical. If BlackRock, Vanguard, and Fidelity, State Street, and JPM, the 5 largest financials assets under management, it's going up forever, Laura. NASDAQ is down. Too bad. Sucks to be the NASDAQ, apparently. It's good to be MicroStrategy. Hey, last year we said the same about the Reserve Strategic. Don't undermine the Larry Fink power. Right on. And I still stick with real power is always in the shadows. Fink is the public figurehead, just like, you know, the spokesperson for the company. But it's the people in the shadows you got to watch out for. That's why we hit the gong. Fink, he may be human, but I think his handlers are reptilian, if I was to speculate. You know what I mean? That's why it's hunting season and JV got the camo on. We're coming for you, Gary. Go home and get your shine box before before Nipsey chases you right out. Nippinator's not having it. Like women who have abortion, the Nippinator's not having it. Oh, my God. Shout out Barack Monfils Evangelista. Welcome to the live stream, brother. Shout out all the members of the channel that have the sexy star next to your name with the green name. We appreciate that. My husband has Bitcoin with Fidelity. I keep it in the cold store. That's cool. I think that's one of the only major asset management giants in which you can custody your own. But that's crazy. Do they not have the keys, though? Because why would they allow you to invest it in and hold the keys? I would imagine they have control of it, but they self-custody, but they don't allow you to self-custody and have exposure to it, because that wouldn't make any sense. That'd be like borrowing Bitcoin, getting a Bitcoin-backed loan, and just holding on to your Bitcoin and not giving the collateral for them to hold on to. So correct me if I'm wrong there, but let me know. Bitcoin, the musical. Let's go. That's right. We're going to be premiering a brand new Chandy Jam Christmas Jammy Jam. Actually, 2 Christmas videos for you. Brand new. I'm ready for the next breakout this week of hovering at 100,000. It's putting me to sleep. Exactly. Things are getting boring. We do pump watches now above 100,000. Barely anyone cares. Like, oh, that's old school. We were at 100,000 already. But as soon as we're in price discovery, all eyes on the bidding. It's just the nature of the beast. It's the nature of the beast. Bye-bye, no hair gear. Preach. Jay Bell, thank you. He's playing a new couple of Christmas videos after the news. Facts. We're going to switch it to the Rumble when the YouTube stream ends, and we're going to premiere 2 new Christmas Jammy Jams by Chandy. I'm excited to share. One featuring our one and only Nippinator. Can we get those hats in Canada? That's a fantastic question. I don't see why not. But just check out the website, bitcoincaps.net, and try. I honestly don't know. I never asked. But I would assume, but I don't know. And if for some reason it don't allow you, reach out to Sergio directly on X. He's reachable. He responds back, and he'll figure it out. But these are epic new caps. This is snapback. Got the camo. It's hunting season. This is my new favorite one. You can cop it at bitcoincaps.net. Tell Sergio I sent you. Let me tell you something. No, we're not in price discovery. Price discovery means where we've never been before. Last week, we already tapped 104. So to get right back to price discovery, we're only 3% away. It can happen like that. So it can happen at any moment. Nippinator's a bargain. Maybe someone's trying to infiltrate the compound right now. I feel sorry for them because Nippinator shows no mercy. Zero. Zilch. Nada. 104, this session, it can happen. We're only 3% away. It can happen like that. Within a moment, we can just shoot up a God candle, be at 110. It happen any moment. Anything's possible with Ibiddy. I name my hamster Fink. He also gets fed to the lizards he steps out of line. I love it.
Oranges grow in the glow of a new sunrise. Live orange, get your vitamin C on. Boost your financial immune system and your life quality. Orange plan is plan A, B, C, D, and E. Orange skies, endless rise. Freedom flies with open eyes. Ledger lines, the world aligns. No middlemen, no more confines. Truth engraved in blocks of time. Immutable, sublime. A full moon bright. Calling to a better path, a better way.
150 in play all day. Seiko. Don't play. I used to be able to always be on when the live was on. Now I'm lucky if I get it once a week. Yeah, I'd be switching the time because of my schedule. That's why it's important. Everyone just has notifications turned on. Unfortunately, I can't stream at the same exact time every day because my schedule switches up being a parent. Yeah, I mean, taking the little one to school, choir, soccer. Kind of is what it is. Making money is so damn easy. Vegas loves you. Shout out Judson. Good to have you here, brother. Shout out Cornwall, England, Fairground in the building. Mac Productions in the building. I don't have X. You got to get on there, brother. Why don't you have an X account? It's the go-to for the crypto news. All news breaks on X, and then any article you read comes from X. I get all my breaking news from X. So you gotta create an X account. You got to get with the program. And follow me on X. Follow Chandy. Follow all of our moderators, please. Oh, your schedule changed. All good. At least you can still watch it at a later time. And for those that don't know, not only do we stream live on 3 video platforms every day, X, Rumble, and YouTube, such as what you're watching now, but we also syndicate the podcast on all the major podcasting platforms. We get hundreds of thousands of downloads per month. We have over 2 million downloads already, for the year. And you can find it on the number one platform where we get the most downloads is, I looked it up in the analytics yesterday, is iTunes. So Apple. iTunes is like 80% of our podcast traffic. And then like Spotify is like 10%. And then like iHeartRadio and Google Play and all the rest of them. But we syndicate. We're everywhere. You know what I mean? So for those of you who can't watch the video sometimes, you can always listen to the pod. You know what I mean? Whenever you can get to it. So it's all good. Thank you, GT Lions. Always appreciated. Thank you. Don't use social media, but I'll try to make one for the broskies. There you go. Make one for the broskies. I used to never use social media as well. I never had a cell phone until more recently. I'm old school. I use passenger pigeons like Mike Tyson, like he used to do in the old days. I need cheaper biddies. Please tap 80,000 again. Shout out to Rose. Let's freaking go. But anyways, now for our feature story of the day, fam. Michael Saylor doubles down and insists Bitcoin will reach $13 million per coin, meaning it's going up forever, Laura. He's not exaggerating. Now, JV, before I get into Michael Saylor's prediction and his latest from his most recent interview, my base case is 420. I'm a little base, but it's 420 for the broskies. My bear scenario is 1.1 million. I ripped up I'm sorry, my bull scenario. My apologies. I ripped up my bear scenario of 250. I just don't see it being bear scenario, considering Trump is going to make a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States, and with nation state adoption and empires and sovereign wealth funds and pension fund, I just can't see the bear scenario. So my bull scenario is 1.1 million, and then Max Kaiser came over the top more recently and doubled my 1.1 million, and he's calling for 2.2 million. I believe Max. If he said it, I believe it can happen, because he's the high priest. He started preaching about Bitcoin when it was a quarter, 25 cents, like back in 2009. So if anyone knows, it's going to be Max. Some say he's Satoshi in the flesh. Some say his Bitcoin stash rivals that of Satoshi. What are your thoughts on that? And shout out to the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser. And what do you think about 2.2 million? He tenfolded his original prediction of 220 because of all the bullishness. And his main argument for the 2.2 million is Bitcoin demonetizing gold and the speculative attack that the central banks and countries around the world may do, selling their once precious gold into Bitcoin, demonetizing the precious metal, sending Peter Schiff to the crazy house, and sending Bitcoiners to the moon to celebrate. But with that being shared, let's break down the latest from the Giga Chad, Mikey Saylor. That's right. During a recent appearance on Charles Payne's Making Money, I believe that's on Fox, he outlined MicroStrategy's investment approach, describing Bitcoin as a transformative digital asset. Saylor elaborated on MicroStrategy to acquire Bitcoin by leveraging financial tools such as convertible bonds, which target two distinct investor profiles. Low-risk investors are drawn to the bond's limited downside bond, James Bond exposure, while high-risk investors favor the potential for the outsized equity performance tied to the bitty growth. Pretty little bitty going up. He emphasized the volatility, often seen as a drawback, serves as a key operational driver for MicroStrategy. And according to Mikey Saylor, this approach bridges traditional financial markets with the rapidly evolving crypto economy. Saylor addressed the criticism that labels the strategy speculative and unsustainable. He countered that issuing securities to meet diverse investor needs aligns with the public company's core purposes. Additionally, he likened the Bitcoin adoption curve to the historical technological breakthroughs like electricity and automobiles, and even fire like Prometheus. I remember that from the speech, asserting that initial skepticism is a natural response. It's natural to be skeptical. Of course, the mainstream's been lying to you virtually every day. Your school teachers have been lying to you every day, whether they know it or not, and everyone's been lying to you since the inception, since you came out of your mother's womb. Of course, you're going to be skeptical. But anyways, central to Saylor's argument is the notion of Bitcoin as a revolutionary form of digital capital. He identified its unique attributes such as portability, programmability, and resistance to centralized financial risks. Saylor highlights the potential for wealth storage at unprecedented speeds, making it particularly valuable for economically unstable regions. He positioned Bitcoin as a viable alternative to traditional assets like real estate or fiat, which are vulnerable to inflation and centralized manipulation, monopoly, tulip mania. Saylor further projected Bitcoin's exponential growth, estimating the asset class could expand from the current $2 trillion valuation to $280 trillion by 2045. So he's ultimately saying we hit that 13 million price target by the year 2045 when we have a market cap of 280 trillion. I personally think Bitcoin will be way more astronomical than 13 trillion with a 280 trillion market cap. What are your thoughts on that? Notably, Saylor is not making this bold 13 million price forecast for Bitcoin for the first time. It started back in September during the appearance on CNBC Squawk Box. He declared this target and has continued to maintain his position on the outlook. Virtually, Bitcoin would need to increase by 13,000% to reach 13 million from the current price of roughly 100 Gs. Now, regarding pitching Microsoft, Saylor presented Bitcoin's benefits to the Microsoft board of directors, I believe twice, urging the tech giant to consider adopting Bitcoin. He characterized Bitcoin as the next wave of the digital transformation, suggesting the integration could enhance the Microsoft financial strategy. But we all know Bill Gates is soft. Saylor argued that by leveraging Bitcoin, the company could mitigate the risks linked to traditional capital management. Long story short, they denied it, and apparently they're not adopting Bitcoin. But guess what? Who are the primary shareholders of Microsoft? Vanguard and BlackRock. BlackRock already has like over 500,000 of the Bitcoins. So don't get it twisted. What companies that are mega giants may adopt Bitcoin? We have Apple, there's NVIDIA, and there's plenty of others out there. I think the more that likely do it, the more others will likely follow in their footsteps. They don't want to get left behind. We have Michael Saylor via the Saylor put, virtually borrowing money at 0% interest, purchasing billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. It feels like every week. And he announced an oath that he's going to purchase $42 billion worth of Bitcoin for MicroStrategy over the course of the next 3 years. Their goal is to control 5% of the circulating supply. They already control 2%. So they're well on their way. And if I'm to believe somebody, it's going to be Michael Saylor. He puts his money where his mouth is. All he does is buy Bitcoin. He says he's going to continue to buy Bitcoin at the top. He's going to continue to buy it at $1 million. He's going to continue to buy it at $10 million, $20 million. He's even made bold predictions with Patrick Bet-David. The Bitcoin is heading to $100 million. $100 million per Bitcoin. Send it. Let's get it. Welcome everyone to the live stream. This is the Q&A segment. Make some noise. Feel free to ask me anything you want. And what we're going to do, happy 420. We got 428 people here watching. We're live on X, Rumble, and YouTube. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to end the YouTube stream. We're going to continue uncensored, exclusive on X and Rumble. And we're going to premiere some brand new Christmas Bitcoin Jammy Jams, one featuring the one and only Nippinator. Can't wait to share it. So head on over to Rumble or Discord if you're on YouTube, because the YouTube stream is about to end. So head on over to the Rumble, rumble.crypto, newsalerts.net, and let's get ready to rumble. Mona. And there we have it. That's all she wrote, gentlemen. And the